Next intermediate tarantula is the Thrixopelma ockerti, and I'm going to rank this one the exact same as the bebomi. Very hair flicky. In fact, I put, sprayed water in here and it just went wild with the hairs. So, yeah, very skittish, very hair flicky. So, show you how skittish it is. Voila. Now my nose is itchy. But they also have a voracious appetite. So yeah, I think it's definitely comparable to the bebomi. There you go. In fact, let's see. Again, that was a pretty small cricket, so you can have that for later. Let me get it out of the water so it doesn't drown. Okay. But yeah. Oh, by the way, this is a common name for this is the Peruvian pink rump, if I didn't already say that. But yeah, they're a little on the feisty side also. But yeah, beautiful teas done. All right, let's go with our next intermediate. Another early intermediate would be the Brachypelma vagans. Another tea that is very easy to care for, but for a brachy, these teas are very moody, very skittish, very hair flicky, and pretty quick for a brachy. So that's why I say, that's why this one would be an early intermediate. So, this one really likes, well, pretty much anything I give it, but I think I'll offer this one a superworm. That one's puny. I don't like puny ones. This is a big tea. This one is perfectly willing to throw up threat postures. Hadn't done it too often, but that's because I don't give it much reason to. I try not to bother her. But, well, if you want to, she took it. If you want to see her better, look at my last feeding video because she comes out where you can see her take down the food. But that's pretty much the best we're going to get today because she wants to be antisocial. But yeah, early intermediate. Just keep the water dish full. They're good. All right, let's move on to our next one. This is my Chromatopelma cyaneopubescens, the green bottle blue. This one I would also consider intermediate because for the same reasons the others are. They are very skittish. They have a voracious appetite. They are very hair flicky, fast for a new world. So yeah. And as you could see, well, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it is in pre-molt. The abdomen is darkening and swelling. So I won't be feeding this one today because a molt is imminent. So this one, they prefer, drier conditions. So all I do is just keep a full water dish like that and be done. So yeah, there's my beauty. All right, let's go on to the next one. I figured we'd go with the Acanthoscurrias next. In the cave is my Acanthoscurria brocklehursti, the Brazilian white banded, and they are very skittish, have a voracious appetite, will readily flick hairs. Therefore, I don't recommend them as a beginner tea, but I think they fit in a good intermediate category. So I am going to offer it a superworm and hope that it comes out. Usually it's out in the open, but caught it when it was hiding today. Oh, come on. Come on, seriously? This one is on the shy side today. So I'm just going to leave it in there and check on it later. What a shame we can't see this beauty today. Well, go back with my last video and you could see him. I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure. So, alright, let's move on to our next Acanthoscurria. Here is my Acanthoscurria chacoana, the Bolivian salmon pink, another intermediate tarantula, because of that. You say, well, Mary Lynn, shouldn't you put this one in advanced? Because look at it, it's threat posing. No, I'm not going to put this one in advance because they're very easy to care for. They're New World, so their venom is not potent. Yes, they are skittish. Yes, they're hair flicky. Yes, they can be defensive, as you see. But I think this one is just one of those that's extra grumpy compared to maybe other Acanthoscurria chacoanas. She's a grouchy female. But yeah, they have voracious appetites. Whoops. And see, if I put water in there, she attacks it because she thinks it's food. And I got her a little wet, but she'll get over it. So yeah, I say a good intermediate, but you know, even intermediates could throw up threat poses, so heck, beginners can too, so. Alright. Some teas are just extra moody, and that's just the way it goes. And this is one of them. She's a grouch. She definitely does not like to be touched. Therefore, she will never be handled by me. But watch her appetite. Might be helpful if I put it closer to her. Oh, you see? Yeah. She's definitely always ready to eat. Now see? You threw up that threat posture for nothing. You'd bite the hand that feeds you, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. That's the thanks I get. But yeah, I love her. She's got some spunk. I like teas with spunk. Alright, we'll move on to our next Acanthoscurria. This is my Acanthoscurria geniculata, a giant white knee. And just like the other Acanthoscurrias, they're very hair flicky, skittish, voracious appetite, but they are easy to care for. So I will put this one in the intermediate as well. They can get large, so be aware of that. But yeah, this one has just started throwing threat postures. And she's not going to honor us today with that. So, but hopefully she'll at least give us a takedown. Yeah. I'm in an extra generous mood today. Whoops. That was not a very big cricket, so sorry if I'm straying away from the tea. I'm trying to look at what I'm doing here. There you go, sweetheart. But yeah, as soon as I opened up the lid, it gave me a hair flick, so my hands are itchy now. But yeah, they have some of the worst hairs. Acanthoscurrias, the Bibomi, the Nhandus, Theraphosa have some of the worst urticating hairs. So yes, intermediate. Alright, I think it is time to move on to the Nhandus. Alright, next. That is my Nhandu carapoensis, the Brazilian red, and I put these in the same category as the Acanthoscurrias, intermediate. Same reason, voracious appetite, except for this one, my particular specimen. and very hair flicky, fast, you know, skittish. So, but they are easy to care for, just like the Acanthoscurrias. So, gonna see. I think I gave this one a super last time, so let's give this one a cricket. This is one that doesn't attack prey on camera every single time, even when it's not in pre-molt. Yeah, they're very skittish. They don't like to be bothered. But yeah, this probably won't eat on camera, but here's my first Nhandu. Alright, let's move on to my next. Ooh, you interested? Don't trick me. My video's long enough as it is. Might have to make this one into 3 parts. Yes, and I'm very sneezy now that I've gotten haired a few times. Come on, take it. Don't be silly. Alright, be silly. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Here's my Nhandu coloratovillosus, the Brazilian black and white. And just like the last Nhandu, it's intermediate, in my opinion, for the very same reasons as the past several teas that you've seen. In my last video, this one took prey down with gusto. So let's see if we can repeat that. But just like with my carapoensis, this one doesn't always eat on camera. Come on. Oh yeah. No problem. This one's not as big as my Acanthoscurria, so just giving this one cricket. That will suffice. Yeah, Nhandu coloratovillosus. Looks very similar to the geniculata, except they have more of a fuzzy white appearance. The white is more obvious, and it's kind of a fuzzier white. Yep. Alright, that's all of the Nhandu coloratovillosus, so we have one more Nhandu. Next. Here's my Nhandu chromatus, the Brazilian red and white, or white striped bird eater, whatever strikes your fancy as to what common name you use. But yes, you care for this one the same way as the other Nhandus, and they have the same personality. So, she's a very good eater when she's not in pre-molt. Yeah. And she's perfectly willing to throw up threat postures too. She does it all the time. She does not like to be bothered, but she does love to eat. This is my favorite of the Nhandus. I love the skeletal pattern on their legs and the red abdomen. But yeah, they're cool. She's a good girl. So glad she's a girl. She's one of my favorites. What? You want another one? Yeah, I don't want to use my hand. She will bite. She's big enough to have 2. Yep, and she wants it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Atta girl. Good eat. Alright. let's move on to the next intermediate. I'm going to make this one my last intermediate tarantula. This is the Lasiodora parahybana, the salmon pink bird eater, and has the same personality as the Nhandus and the Acanthoscurrias. They grow to be a humongous size, but they are easy to care for. But you know, Theraphosa are harder to care for because they require more humidity. But if you want an almost equally large tea that's easy to care for, get this one. They're awesome. I think I'm going to feed this one crickets today. Give it a couple anyway. Interested? Did you get? Oh, huh. Don't want crickets, huh? Oh, yeah, I guess you do. Make up your mind. Goodness. Here, have another one. You're big. Growing tea needs lots to eat. I kind of maimed that one a little bit. Oh, there you go. So cool. Alright, now we're going to move on to my advanced tarantulas. Only recommend them to advanced keepers. Alright, next. Here is my Phormictopus cancerides, the Haitian brown bird eater. And I will start this one off with the advanced, and the reason is because they are vicious. Even though they're New World tarantulas, they are vicious, typically. They will readily flick hairs, and they will readily bite. Venom's not as potent, but they are highly defensive. So, and they get to be very large. So, yeah, I have that to look forward to. This one is fairly freshly molted, so I'm going to give it a superworm. Been long enough to where it had hardened up just fine. Okay. If you want your teas to fatten up quicker, give them worms. That last one was too tiny. Sorry it's taking me so long to dig these out, but hey, you can gaze onto my beauty here a little bit longer. Even though I'm not keeping the camera very steady. But I'm trying to watch the tea at the same time, because it's kind of on the edge there. I kind of dropped it on the tea. But I figured there'd be a good attack there because it had been a while since it's eaten last. So yeah. Yeah, I put this at the early part of the advanced list because it's not as bad as my other ones. Alright, cool. Got a good attack there. Alright, let's move on to my next advanced tea. Alright, here's another no-nonsense tarantula for advanced keepers only. This is the Psalmopoeus irminia, the Venezuelan sun tiger. And while the venom is not as potent in this tea, just like the P. cancerides, they are very defensive. They definitely prefer to be left alone. Very secretive tarantulas. Don't want to be bothered, and they will tell you by showing you their fangs if you are bothering them. So yeah, I would also keep this one a little bit on the damper side. They like a little bit higher humidity. And this one readily took food in my last feeding video. And it looks like it did it again. Sorry we can't see her too well, but She is secretive, like I said, and she's very fast too. That's another reason you gotta watch out for these. They're not really hair flicky. In fact, I don't think they're hair flicky at all. Even though they're New World, I don't think these are hair flicky. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure they are not hair flicky, like the P. cancerides is. I don't know how many New Worlds out there are not hair flicky, but I think this is one of them. I've never seen a P. irminia flick hairs, and they don't really have a lot of hairs on their bum anyway, so that would explain that. Alright, now we're going to really start moving into our nasty teas. Might be a little boring though, because they tend to hide, most of them anyway. But let's go to maybe the Theraphosa next. Alright, next.